welcome to the Ariel Show. I'm Ariel. I am so sorry. It is such a grainy video today. There's not a lot of light back here. I'm here in the green room in Atlanta, Georgia at the Masquerade. There are hundreds of you right outside this room, but I found a quiet little area just to hang out and do a quick little episode. I was actually wanting to do one today about my top 3 biggest regrets in life. I know there are some people who say they don't have regrets, and people ask them, what's your biggest regrets? They're like, oh, I just live my life the way I want to and I don't regret anything. And I think that's an awesome philosophy if you can adopt it, but I can't. I certainly have things that I wish I would have done differently. So without further ado, here are my top 3 regrets in life. The first one, I regret signing to Tooth and Nail Records. We shouldn't have done that. That was stupid of us. If you guys don't know kind of the details surrounding that, we were pretty young. We'd only been a band for a couple of years, but at the time, a couple of years felt like a long time. It felt like, shit, why isn't things going faster for us? Why aren't there more labels interested in us at this point? So at that time, there was 2 labels that both wanted us. Tooth and Nail was the more alternative of the 2, so we went with that one. And we were just so excited and so stoked that somebody actually wanted to help us make a record and wanted to invest in our music, and they believed in us. But we've learned it feels so good to be wanted, and sometimes you have to watch out for that. Sometimes if people make you feel wanted and you end up making stupid decisions as a result of that, that's where you end up making a podcast 5 years later about, how it's one of your top regrets in life. We had no business signing that thing. We didn't know what we were doing. The lawyer that went over the contract also worked for the record label. So stupid of us. We should have gone about things so differently, but we trusted them. They were nice people. They took us out to dinner, so we thought it was all going to be cool. And then, obviously, as you guys know, down the line, it wasn't cool. So while I say I wish we wouldn't have signed it, I do think if we would have held out, went on our own a little bit longer, something better would have come along. However, I am grateful for all the fans that we got because of our first album, Scripted, and our second album, Icon for Hire, that the label helped us make. I am grateful for those music videos that the label helped us make. I am grateful for some of the touring opportunities, just like the fact that we got to be a band. I don't want to discredit that. And so in that regard, the way that our story happened, maybe it was all meant to be, maybe it was all kind of happening the right way for us. And so I can't spend too much time wallowing on that and wishing that things were differently. This is the way things are, so you got to accept them and look towards the future. Okay, so one of my second biggest regrets in life is all the times that I have not spoken up, particularly in my career, especially in the beginning. There were a lot of males that we worked with that, I don't know if they had a strange dynamic where they didn't want to work with chicks that were young and outspoken like myself. Obviously I'm pretty bold, I come across pretty in your face, and for some people that can kind of be a turnoff, and sometimes we would clash, and sometimes I didn't want to stir the pot, so I just let them have their way. For example, in a songwriting session or with our producers. I remember, you guys, one time I was in the producing, in the vocal booth recording, and one of the producers made me cry. They said something that was just kind of uncalled for, and I recorded the vocal take. It was on Pieces, the bridge of Pieces. I was crying when I was recording it, and it wasn't even this emotional part that called for that, but it was a thing where this guy was not super respectful towards me, and I should have said something. And so anytime that I've allowed anyone to bully me or to kind of put me in my place, or be that's just some young 19-year-old chick, she doesn't know what she wants in life, she doesn't know what she's doing, I should have spoken out. I should have stood up for myself. And that's kind of something that I think comes with being alive on the planet. You learn no, you can't treat me like this. And I've also learned since then that we do teach people how to treat us. And so now I have been continually working on just being a stronger human being, speaking up if something doesn't feel right, and not letting people boss me around. Even if somebody has more experience than me or is older than me, that doesn't mean they can treat me less than. And same thing for you. No one can treat you less than, so don't let them. Okay. My third biggest regret in life is just a little bit more general, but it's any time that I've personally spent wondering or worrying about what other people are thinking of me. That is such a dead space of my mind, but it's still something that takes up space. Sometimes, when I'm awake at night, 3 in the morning, I can't sleep, and I'm just kind of weak and tired, and I'll think, oh my God, did this come across like this? Do these people think this? Is this how I, come across in life or whatever? And I spend too much time caring, and that is a waste of my life, and I do regret giving a damn about other people's opinions of me. I wish I was better at this. I wish I could just be and now I don't care at all, but that would not be accurate, so I don't want to paint that picture for you guys because I'm not there yet. I hope you're there. If you're there, leave me a comment and tell me how I can get there too. But I do now know how to catch that thought. You know, we've talked about thought babysitting before. Now when a thought pops up, when I'm wondering or worrying about what someone else is thinking of me, instead I'm like, you know, I use that, we talked about before, that what other people think of us is none of our business. I use that and I think, okay, do I want to waste 10 minutes kind of going down this mental rabbit trail, or do I want to be stronger than this and just not really care? And I usually try to pick that one, and that's such a more empowering thing. So those are my top 3 regrets in life to date. I guess I can be grateful that they're not worse, you know. I'm sure there's some stupid stuff that I've done that I forgot to mention in this podcast today that I probably should regret that I haven't even thought of yet, but maybe we'll save that for another episode. But I do got to get ready for the show, got to put on some contoured cheekbones here, got to get all my little show clothes on and warm my vocals up for you guys. So I'm so excited for the show tonight, and have a great evening. Thanks for watching the Ariel Show, and I love you. Thanks, patrons, for supporting the show today. Bye. Now, get your body off the floor. This is your addiction.